go through the rope work again. This will be the second day with Crescent doing the rope work, and we're just going to go through that because yesterday, you got pretty bothered with it. So we're just going to show you, if everything goes well with the rope work, what I'm looking for to tell me, is he ready for me to get on him? Because I haven't yet gotten on this horse. He has been ridden before, so I do know that, but I still, when I have horses in, I always want to make sure that all of these pieces are in place before I go to get on. Because otherwise you're just kind of chancing things. And a lot of times you can get away with a lot of things for a long time. But at some point, if you don't go through all of these pieces, you can get into trouble. And that's why I go through all of the elements of colt starting the way I do, is to keep me safe. And that's my goal for all of you out there, is to keep you safe. So, not nearly as reactive as yesterday. It's allowing me to kind of twirl the rope, throw it around. He's not just running off, checking out. It's not like he's 100%, but he's thinking. And that's what I'm looking for before I go to get on, is I want a horse that can go through these things, me throwing the rope around, and I've got a horse that's thinking, and when he gets bothered, he quits moving his feet instead of going faster. And see, he's getting a little bit worked up here as I'm going, but I'm just going to keep going until he finds his way through this. I don't know if you noticed there, but he softened, so I slowed my rhythm down a little bit. Rewarded him by slowing the rhythm down. I didn't quit, but I just made it come a little slower. So he starts going, oh, that isn't so bad. Nice. That's what I'm looking for, is when he gets bothered, is to slow down or stop. So I'm going to allow him to stop, but then I'm going to say, okay, now can you go? Because he needs to be able to handle this at a walk, or a trot, or even a canter. Typically I'll just get him walk trotting with this, and I don't make a big deal out of the canter, because a lot of times you have to put a lot of pressure on just to get him up into the canter. I don't like doing that in the beginning. So this is good. See there, he gets a little bit concerned, but he slows down, he stops, he thinks about it, instead of just taking off. When I have a horse that knows how to do that, then when he gets bothered by something, I have a whole lot better chance of getting him to come back, because I've already taught him that relaxing is a better option than running or bucking or doing something else. And that's really the reason behind the rope work. And there's a lot of reasons, but that's a big one. So when something shows up like that, let's say you're riding down a trail and all of a sudden, the wind blows or a branch just breaks or something just shows up. Can he handle that sudden movement? And that's what I'm teaching him, is instead of just reacting, is to think about it. Or if he has to react, that he goes into thinking mode right after the reaction and not just into total reaction mode. And this is good. And he's still reacting to it, but it's not to the extent that it was yesterday, of him getting like, I gotta go. It's more like, I'm not real sure of it. He trots off a little, but then he comes back pretty quick. So I like that. So that's pretty good there. I'll quickly run through on the stirrups. What's he think of that? So I flop it around, then I'm going to ask him forward. Still throwing the rope. See, and with some horses that have been lunged before or worked before and it wasn't done well, is they take any movement here as a threat that they need to just go. Because whoever was doing it never made their body language the thing to watch and not the tool. Because my body language is just saying, stand here, and the tool's throwing. Or now I go, move, so I bring up my life and say, I want you out, then the rope means something. So it's that intent that I have that teaches him or tells him what next to do. Not too bad there. Good place. And you want to make sure your horse is in a really good place before you go swinging your leg over. And if you're not sure, you probably shouldn't get on yet. If you're in doubt, don't do it. Just spend more time. Prepare more. So if it takes you 3, 4, 5 days or more, do that until you can come out here and go, oh no, he's just comfortable, relaxed with it, no big deal. Because I'd much rather know that you're safe than you squeaking by, just your horse barely is able to handle it, and you get on, and you might make it, you might not, and that's not a good way to do it. I start a lot of horses, and I want to know that I can survive the ride. And I want to be pretty sure each time. And this is some of the work that prepares me for that. So I change sides, send them off the other way. And I do have an advantage with this horse, knowing he was ridden before. But, you can kind of take that two ways. Sometimes it's actually a disadvantage. If they've gotten into trouble, then they have an instilled pattern there where if they've never had anything done, they usually work through it pretty quickly. So, liking that. He's getting more and more relaxed, softer eye. Change back the other way. Send him off. Nice. I like this. So I'm getting a real good feeling about him here. That he's ready for me to get on. See there, he's checking in with me, able to throw that rope all over, and he's just relaxed, chilled out. That's what we're looking for. So, stay tuned for the riding part.